Hey, Coy, some of the talk in camp has been about the option routes, bringing the defenses and the receivers and quarterbacks being on the same page. How did that play out in the scrimmage today?
I mean, we use them a lot. That's really what Leftwich's offense is. That was different from the last one, as we have a lot more option and a lot of more routes than just the option route. Today we had like a lot of 12 personnel, option routes, things like that. Didn't get some calls we wanted to, but I mean, it kind of frees up you as a player. It's really your fault if you don't get open. I mean, if he sits inside, break out. Sits outside, break out. Do your thing. But I mean, it really frees up a player, especially a receiver. Yeah.
Anyone else? Ty?
Obviously, Leighton's been a name you've talked about so much. I'm curious what you saw from him today.
Leighton did good. I mean, I tell him, I kind of like say things to him that I wish an older guy said to me when I was here, because no one really talked to me when I was a young guy, because I was kind of coming after the job. But he's kind of just like in his head sometimes. I always say, hey, dude, like, what's next? It's okay. You messed up. Like, you can't do anything about it and go on. And then before today, I just kind of pulled him aside. I was like, hey, dude, just control what you control. Like, wait for your play. Don't get mad that you don't get targets. Don't get mad if something doesn't go your way or coverage doesn't allow you to get the play you want. Just keep your head on straight. And then when the play does come to you, go make it happen. I feel like he did a good job of that.
How much do you feel like that helps mentally? Because I know last season you opened up about that, about how you wanted to be so perfect on all of these things, but you just didn't have to be at all times. How much do you feel like that frees him up mentally?
Well, I mean, I feel like it frees him up a lot. I mean, it's Coach Juice says it to us every single day. And like, we just watched a video today of Tom Brady, and it was like, sometimes it's supposed to go other people's way. You can control the tangibles that you can control, and other than that, you just kind of got to go and play your game. But it frees you up as a player no matter what position you play, because at that point you're just kind of like, okay, well, I'm just going to go do what I need to go do. And if it doesn't go my way, well, I'm going to line up again, and I'm going to try to do the exact same thing.
Coach mentioned the defense forced 3 turnovers today during the scrimmage. What was your evaluation on it, and maybe was there any talk of like how to correct it moving forward?
There's a lot of things that go into like a turnover. Sometimes people say it's a bad ball by the quarterback, but as a receiver run the wrong depth of a route, or the receiver didn't do, or it could be a lineman, it could be the coverage, it could be a whole lot of things more than just a quarterback error. And I feel like that was today. There's a lot more things that went into it than meets the eye from, especially like a fan perspective. But I mean, it's just little details. I feel like the offense is on a great track. I mean, we've been balling out all fall camp and scoring a lot of points, moving the chains. So I feel like just like what me and Barron just said, just the little things. And once we get to that little things, which are very close, I mean, we still got 21 days, like you said earlier. But I think we're just on the edge of being like a very, very good offense. And so we can't read too much into the bad things today. Just got to kind of fix the details.
And then I asked Coach on it. I can ask you too. I don't know how much you look at social media right now during practices, but the new addition outside the stadium.
Oh, yeah.
Social media has a lot of talk about the reasoning behind it. I just wanted to get your take, maybe like the locker room's take on its significance.
We don't really talk much about it. There hasn't been much talk about it, but I saw it on Twitter like 2 days ago. I laughed at it. It was pretty good. I like the fact that we kind of embrace what people say, and that's kind of what Coach is saying all off season. Kind of embrace what people, embrace the pressure, and embrace what bad things, good things people are saying about us. And I feel like that's just Tech's way of doing it. So I find it pretty funny.
Nathan and Chuck.
You missing a lot of the spring. You didn't see a lot of this new defense, but now that you've got a couple of weeks in, what challenges is it going against this group as compared to last year's?
They're definitely an elite defense. Like, people don't understand that because, I mean, I feel like our offense, we do pretty well against them, but our offense is an elite offense. But to answer your question, not playing in the spring isn't like the worst thing ever, because I still watch film, and it's nothing like when you're actually on the field, but film, you can tell a little bit every now and then. And then we had 7-on-7 sometime, just player led this summer, and then going against the DBs, things like that, working you in. So it wasn't just like get to fall camp first time I've seen them, but I mean, it's definitely new. You just kind of, and that's a new position too. But it's just, at the end of the day, it's just football, and then it's just another opponent on the opposite side of the field. So you kind of just got to go with it. And then also you got to understand that when it doesn't go our offensive way, they're like, that is an elite defense. So we just got to keep your head up and keep going.
You say elite. What is it that makes them elite, do you think?
I've never seen, since I've been here with McGuire, like I haven't seen a defense come in every single day in the training room. They're watching extra film. They're doing all the extra thing. They're not going on out and like doing the extra like side quests and everything like that. They're really focused. Everybody on the team is focused on winning a championship here and to go do what on paper says we should go do. And so when they show up to practice, they bring I'm not gonna say it, but they bring a lot of energy, like a lot of energy practice every single day. It feels like the first day of fall camp. And then if they don't make a play, like they go and talk about it. You know, J-Rod leads that defense, and we haven't had that in the past. Of all 11 people running the ball, all 11 people want to do better, all 11 people having their individual and unit goals.
What are you seeing from Barron this year that maybe you didn't see a year ago in terms of his ability to get the ball to you?
Now he's always been able to sling it no matter what injury, which is kind of crazy to me. But when I first came in here, I always thought Barron had the most talented arm I've ever seen in person or even online. And so to have him back and have a healthy arm is pretty, it's amazing. Even if he's late on a read, he's going to fit in the tight window. He trusts his arm when he's like not really set to throw it, things like that. And then he can also launch it like 80 yards down the field. So, it's always a good thing when you have a quarterback that can do that.
You see a big difference then from this year to last year?
Oh, huge difference. It's just like, obviously he's always been a confident guy, but he has confidence in his arm, and he knows what his ability is now again. So it just makes the team better in that point.
Coach Jarrett and Ty.
Hey, Coach mentioned that the screen game has been revamped, and it's led to some explosive plays. What's the biggest difference you've seen so far, and then especially in a new position?
In the screen game is our O-line, gets after it. There's no complaining, there's no, we have to do another screen. It's like, all right, I'm going to get up and get this block for my teammates so we can go get the ball down the field. And then it's also just everything kind of just starting to work together, especially on this new offense, and just the players that we brought in and people who have been here and everyone bought in kind of just helps contribute to any play working, really. And then what was the second question? How my new position? I love it. I love slot. I have so much more room, and I love those kind of plays, screen plays, where you kind of just got to hit it and just not really what to expect, but you don't know where it's going to hit. I think it's exciting, and I think it's a positive in my mind.
We'll go with Ty and then end with Don.
You mentioned earlier that you feel like this is the most locked in everybody on this team has been. I'm curious, over the offseason, what were some of those things that you saw? If there was a specific day you remember just walking in and you felt the energy was different, anything like that?
Yeah, my freshman and sophomore year, I was probably a top first or second in the building every single day. And now we got linemen and D-linemen and defense players coming in an hour before I do. And I'm like, I need to step up my game. No, but that's kind of what I do remember, is just there's people taking care of their body. It just shows that they love football. And we haven't had that in a long time about all 11 people who do have a starting position. They love football. And that makes the team better anyways. And then really just this summer, we never had, there was never a day of workouts where hey, we sat in the up downs or we sat and ran around a pole because we weren't listening. It was everyone's there. I understood that for the next two and a half hours, you better work your butt off because we're trying to go win something. But yeah.
What do you attribute that to? Because obviously McGuire's every year the goal has been win the Big 12.
Right.
What is the difference?
When you bring in a new coach, and it kind of happened to me in high school, is just it takes 2 or 3 years for the program just to get to where you want it to go. And so it just takes the people who have been here and who have had a voice to keep going and kind of lead the new guys in the right direction, and bringing in people that are able to and are willing to buy into what you're doing. And that's what happened this year, is everyone that came in and everyone that stayed here was all people that bought in. They just happened to be elite football players.
Go ahead, Don.
Coy, Joey was talking earlier about Dante Balfor, saying he's really impressed by what he's been doing as a receiver. What is your impression of Balfor?
He's been making plays throughout all camp. He's a tough dude. He knows how to play with his hands, which is always good at DV. Wide receivers I hate people putting their hands on me, but that's when we get good at it. But he's been making plays. He's been doing his thing. He shows up. He's one of those guys, shows up just like everybody else. Shows up every single day, trying to get better at something. Works on his craft after hours. And he has been doing that throughout the summer. He'd come out and catch balls from a quarterback. So we'd be running routes on air. He'd go out there and be like, hey, throw me this, as if I'm breaking on the ball. Hey, throw me this as if I'm coming inside. And things like that. And it just kind of shows up throughout fall camp, which I think that's the way life goes. You work for something, eventually it's going to pay off.